guys, I hope all of you are keeping well. Now with this IGTV series, like I said before, I'm looking to improve upon myself and at the same time educate other people. So yeah, from the responses I got from all of you, today onwards I will start making videos on the same, right? So the first topic I will be covering are some of the biggest fitness myths in the fitness industry in our country. Now starting off with the first and the mother of all myths, and that is of spot reduction. Guys, let me say this once and for all, spot reduction does not exist, right? I'm sorry to break it to you, but you cannot burn fat off just from your ass or just burn fat off from your belly as an isolated region, right? Yes, some people will store more fat in their ass, or some people will have more fat in their arms, legs, but that can be due to various reasons such as your genetics, such as your current hormonal balances, such as your gender. Females will store more fat near their butt region and their thighs region as compared to men, right? That's just how we are based on an evolutionary basis. We cannot change certain things. But if you think that by doing 1,000 crunches or by doing a lot of squats, you're going to reduce the fat in your belly or you're going to reduce the fat near your legs, then that is really dumb. Now, to make this a little simpler for you, let us try and understand what happens when you do 1,000 crunches, or for that matter, even 1,000 squats, right? Your muscles are contracting and relaxing endlessly, right? As a byproduct of the contraction and relaxation, your body is going to produce something called lactic acid, which all of you, I'm sure, are aware, which leads to the burning sensation, right? Now you're tired, you're working your ass off, your body is burning, your muscles are burning, lactic acid is being produced, so you think you're burning fat. But the question is the fat really being burned? The answer is no, because unlike your muscles, your fat is a non-working entity, right? Your muscles have the ability to contract and to relax, but your fat does not. While you torture your muscles doing 1,000 crunches or 1,000 squats or whatever, your fat is just going to sit there and watch you torture your body. It's not actually going to melt or reduce as opposed to what you were thinking it will actually do. So now the real question arises, how do you reduce fat of one particular body part, right? My answer to that will be you simply change your approach. Do not look to reduce weight from one particular body part. Instead, look to reduce your overall body fat. How do you do that? Increase your muscle mass and simply burn more than what you're putting into your system. The second biggest myth that I have personally come across is that females cannot lift weights. Females will get bulky if they lift weights. I mean, do you hear how stupid that sounds? Right? Here's a fun fact or something to ponder upon. More than 80% of the females who are training or involved in any sort of physical activity in India are in fact chasing the goal of weight loss or fat loss, right? So to achieve the same, they do a lot of cardio, they sweat their asses off. You know, they feel the more they sweat, the more calories they burn, the more weight they lose. Now, what if I were to tell you that lifting weights or strength training was a better approach, or rather, you could burn more calories and lose more weight by resistance training and lifting weights as compared to cardio? I mean, undoubtedly, you'd burn a lot of calories during a session of cardio, right? I mean, when combined with strength training, it is a perfect approach to losing weight. But the fact is that after a session of lifting weights, you're going to burn a lot more calories post the session. There's repair work going to happen, new muscle fibers are going to be added, right? Circulation needs to take place across all your body and a lot of oxygen is needed for the same. So you will burn a lot of calories post lifting weights, right? So if you're a female who's watching this video who thought you can't lift weights because you would get bulky or whatever, then I'm sure your point has been cleared. Start lifting weights today if you want the ultimate goal of losing weight and if you want a complete physique. Alright, the third and the final myth which I will be talking about might come as a bit of a surprise, but I myself have been a victim of this myth till very recent times. You do not need to stretch before a workout. Now all of you must be thinking, wait, I don't need to stretch before a workout, that doesn't make sense. But trust me, hear me out and it actually will make a lot of sense. Now let us understand what stretching primarily is, right? Stretching is basically you're trying to increase the length of your muscle, right? Now, what we need to understand here is that our brains have a motor pattern, right? Neurologically, our brain has been storing information based on what we've been doing since our childhood, right? Now, when we are stretching before a workout, in some way or the other, we are disrupting this information. Now, if I were to stretch my hips out before squatting, then in some way I would end up squatting a lot deeper than what my brain is neurologically supposed to do, right? And that's not a bad thing at all. But what happens here is that instead our body tries to make up for the difference between what we're doing and what we're supposed to do, rather than focusing on making the movement efficient. Right? Does that add up? Like I said, stretching is basically trying to increase the length of your muscle, right? So when you do that, a lot of times there are many micro tears as well. And if you head into a session with micro tears in your muscle and you're not having a great day, then that micro tear can become an even bigger tear, and that can lead to several injuries as well, right? Now, I'm not the one to suggest that you not stretch at all. In fact, stretching is really important. I mean, I would say stretch after your workouts or stretch on your rest days. Just don't stretch before a workout. Now that brings another question. What should you be doing before a workout? Should you head into the gym, start pulling weights, pushing weights from the word go? Absolutely not. Now if I were to be training legs, then here's how I would approach my training. I would ensure that my ankles are mobile, moving well. I would ensure my hips are moving well. I would ensure my glutes, my hamstrings, and my quads are firing before I start squatting, right? And before I head into my top set, I would start off with light weights so that I ensure my body is warm, moving well, and then I hit my top set, right? So that would be it from this video. If you found this video useful, then do share it with a friend. And do let me know in the comment section what videos you would like to see in the future. I will try my best to cover them.